What's going on, you guys? This is Two Dudes, One Podcast. And today, I'm joined by a good friend. He will introduce himself later. He's kind of AFK right now. But, today we are doing... I'm sorry, this is going to bother me. Okay, there we go. Today, we will be covering the topic of true crime. True crime is everybody's witnessed crime. Everybody's seen it in some way, shape, or form. Hit and run, a car accident, that's a crime to an extent. Brandishing, that's a crime. But today we're going to talk about a serial killer by the name of Donald Henry Gaskins, aka Pee-wee Gaskins. If I'm looking away from the camera, I got a script, like I got Wikipedia pulled up right here, and I'm just going to be reading off of this. So if I'm looking away, I'm sorry. I will try to connect. So here, how about this? I'm going to switch them around, and I'll be looking here. I won't be looking directly at the camera. I'm looking right below it. So now I got my Wikipedia right down here. And I got my camera screen over here, so I'm seeing what camera's seeing. Alright, so today we'll be talking about Donald Henry. Donald Henry, aka Pee-wee Gaskins. And the reason why they call him Pee-wee Gaskins is because he was 5'4", I think it was. 5'4" and 130 pounds, which is 1.63 meters and 59 kilograms. So, Pee-wee Gaskins was born March 13th, 1933. So he's an older person. He is an older person. And he died September 6th, 1991. He was an American serial killer convicted of rape from South Carolina. He stabbed, shot, drowned, poisoned more than a dozen people before his convictions for murder actually took place. So he did all that to more than a dozen people before he was actually convicted for murder. Pee-wee Gaskins has a long criminal history. Okay, so he has a long criminal history of assaulting a police officer, burglary, rape. He was first arrested when he was 13. Oh wait, no. His last arrest was for contributing to a delinquency of a minor. 13-year-old Kim Gleakin, who went missing September 1975. During their search, the missing girl was During their search for the missing girl, police discovered 8 bodies buried in a shallow grave near his home in South Carolina, Prospect, South Carolina. So he was born in Florence County, South Carolina, and then when this took place, he lived in Prospect, South Carolina. In May 1976, Florence County, South Carolina jury took only 47 minutes before finding Gaskins guilty for the murder of these 8 victims. Dennis Bellamy was sentenced him to death by the electric chair. The death sentence was overturned by the South Carolina Supreme Court in February 1978. Rather to face a new trial, he pled guilty to the murders of those 8 people. So he went to the Central Correctional Institution. For the sake of the video, we'll call it CCI. While he was in the CCI, he murdered his fellow inmate, Rudolph Tanner, whatever his name is. We'll call him Rudolph. So he murdered Rudolph, and he was sentenced to death row. He used C4 explosive to murder him. He received a sentence by the death of electrocution. which was administered on September 1991. Okay, so we're going to pause right here, and we're going to kind of flip back to a little story that I know of personally. He had a buddy by the name of Charles Green, I think it was. And back when they were like 19, around there, they were in the bar. They were talking, you know, both out of their minds drunk. And then Charlie Green grabbed Pee Wee Gaskin and slammed his head against the bar. Cut him straight across the head. Cut him straight across the head and was bleeding out. Now Charlie Green thought that he had killed Pee Wee Gaskin. Later did he find out. They sat there for a little bit. Charlie Green continued drinking, and Pee Wee Gaskins woke up. And he said, "Charlie Green, if you weren't my friend, you'd be in my graveyard tomorrow." Charlie Green took that as a joke. Oh, ha, ha, ha. A couple weeks later, Pee Wee Gaskins was arrested. Now, at the time, Charlie Green was working at the firehouse. So now, Mr. Green saw, because the firehouse and the police station were right next to each other. So, Mr. Charlie Green saw Pee Wee Gaskins get out of the patrol car. He walked over. "Oh, Pee Wee Gaskins, I haven't seen you in a while." And he said, "Oh yeah, I've been caught." And then that night, they had it on the news. I remember. And, crap. Okay, so Pee Wee Gaskins was caught. They were outside of the police station. Charlie Green come walking over. "I haven't seen you in a while, right?" And he said, Pee Wee Gaskin said, "Oh, I've been caught." And then that night, on the news, it said, "Breaking news. Inmate Donald Henry Gaskins arrested for 8 counts of murder," and, you know, the rest of it. Charlie Green said, he was serious. He was serious about putting Charlie Green. Pee Wee Gaskins was serious about putting Charlie Green into a graveyard if he wasn't his friend. So let's continue on with the whole thing. Where do I want to start? Okay, Donald was, okay, first court assaulting a, okay, Gaskins committed along a group of fellow delinquents included burglaries, assaults, and gang rape. Those criminal activities began at a young age. Pee Wee Gaskins was 13 years old at the time. Gaskins convicted for assaulting a young woman by hitting her head with an axe. When she caught him breaking into her family home, he was sentenced to 5 years in a reform school. So Pee Wee Gaskins was only 13 at the time.
What?
Okay, okay, so here we go. So now I'm down to all of his death, like all of his murders that he committed. So let's do Rudolph Tyner when they were in the CCI. At the age of 23, on death row in the CCI prison for a March 1978 double murder. When he was murdered by Gaskins on September 12th, 1982, Rudolph was appealing on his own death penalty sentence after being convicted for robbing stores and killing store owners. Okay, so here's the final arrest of Pee Wee Gaskins. Gaskins was arrested on November 14th, 1975, when Gaskins was tired of one charge of murder on May 24th, 1976, found guilty on May 28th, and was sentenced to death, which was later committed to a life in prison when South Carolina General Assembly in 1974 ruling the capital punishment was changed to conform the U.S. Supreme Court guidelines for death penalty in another state. Oh my gosh. Alright. I think we'll call that... I think we'll call that for the... Alright, what's going... Well, not what's going on, you guys. So, I'm sitting here editing the video that you guys are watching right now, and I realized I didn't do an outro because this is a 2-part video. So, here's the outro. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Hit the dislike button if you didn't enjoy it. I don't care either way. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment in the comment section below, and stay tuned for part 2, which is coming out tomorrow. Or right after this one. It might be coming out tomorrow. It's most likely going to come out tomorrow. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment in the section below. Thanks for watching. Bye.